Okay, we're streaming. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
This is the Remixing Shack speaking to you.
Ye- I
I
think
am, I am Luan Maziero.
I'm me. I'm Quintin,
Mm-hmm.
and someone who cannot speak for us today is Morris, the omnipotent laugh track god that watches over us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, thank you.
You can't hear it right now, Quentin, but I'm playing the Earth, Wind, and Fire thing.
Yeah, I'm aware. Anyway, anyway,
Anyways, so
If the audience would just shut up.
yeah, thank you, audience. You
Thank
are
you,
a
audience.
great audience.
So this is a bit of an experimental thing we've got going on here.
Yeah, this is
This is
episode
just
one.
This is supposed to show off the Remixing Shack as a Discord server. Join the Discord server, by the way. We're very epic in here.
It's
We've got a lot of cool
There
stuff
is
going
no
on.
link in the description because I am stupid.
I know, you're dumb. You're very dumb. God damn it, laugh track.
I think I'm gonna do something a bit assholish and tag everyone.
What? Uh-oh. No, dude, no. Believe me, this is not an occurrence that happens often.
Okay, I won't do that. Then I'll just put it in the
No, no,
news channel.
no, please do. Please do. Please tag
Oh,
everyone.
I should?
Do it. I dare you, bro. I double dog dare you.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Thank you, Emperor Palpatine.
Topical Star Wars meme, considering the movie just came out. The new Star Wars movie just came out.
I haven't watched it yet. I just know about Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. That wasn't even from the movie. It was from the TV show, bro. What are you?
What
are
is?
you, I'm not up with all the epic gamer trends.
Wait, there's a TV show?
It's the Mandalorian. Do you not know?
No.
You are literally the. You live under a rock. Legit. That's everything everyone is talking about, bro.
I actually didn't know there was a TV show.
Nah, the Mandalorian. It's about the Mandalorian. Surprisingly.
Mm.
Could not expect that, honestly. For fuck's sake, this is a bit that's gonna get old really fast. This bit's gonna get old really quickly, eh? Anyway, no. How did you not know about that, man? How did you not know about that?
I just don't.
Have you seen it? Have you seen any of the sequel trilogy?
I've seen The Force Awakens. I haven't watched the other ones. I really didn't feel like they were worth it.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I feel like with the with the thing. I was like, where's the stream link, by the way? It would be good to have the stream link because I want to read the chat.
It's in the news channel.
On news channel. Alright. Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tag everyone real quick.
Do it. Don't do it, Lou. No.
Do it.
No. No, but we've got one person watching. This is fantastic. We have such a large amount of viewership right now. But you know, everyone has to have one. Everyone has to have a podcast. If you don't have a podcast, you don't exist. Wipe off the face of the planet. But no. In all honesty, I'm just trying to anyway. So no. Okay. Are you a fan of Star Wars? Would you call yourself a fan of Star Wars?
I'm a fan of the first 6 movies. I did not
first
like
six?
The Force Awakens, so I just ignored the new
You
trilogy.
like the prequels?
I liked their story.
You liked the who are you?
I liked their story. I didn't like the prequels themselves. I mean, to be honest. No, you're not part of this. No,
Get
no.
off the Shackcast. Get off the Shackcast. I'm moving you out of here. Love you.
I love you.
God damn it.
Okay, so
This is ironic because of the fact that this is all going to shit, and it's exactly how God intended it this to.
no. What I was saying is, I like Revenge of the Sith. I I don't like the other two,
Really?
like as movies. I like Revenge of the Sith.
Alright. Now I popped in the chat, so I don't have to deal with the just having to wait for the thing to load. So I can read the chat. I'm very interested in the
There
chat
is
right now.
there is no chat.
There is a chat. Shut up. We're gonna act like this is popular, even though this is the first episode.
Of course
But
this is.
no, but the first well, I mean, I like the original trilogy. I watched I had the Clone Wars on VHS, and I watched that a lot when I was a kid. The second episode. That was the worst one out of the trilogy as well.
That is the
I
worst
have like
one.
a weird nostalgia for it. It's like I don't know. It's weird, honestly.
I mean, the Phantom Menace. There's the thing that you can kind of enjoy it, like ironically, but Attack of the Clones is just so bad.
I take the clone. See, it was so bad. I even forgot what the name of it was.
It is so boring. Nothing goes on. There's the lightsaber fight between Yoda and Dooku. That's interesting. Nothing
You
else.
really need to work on your timing, eh? It's like you say something funny like 5 seconds later. It's just the last.
Yeah, that's what it is, really.
Honestly, it reminds me of like a shitty sitcom. You know,
Mhm.
like I mean, to be honest, like sitcoms are like weird, eh? They're weird. They're weird states of media. They exist in this weird kind of like space, Which
Yeah.
particularly we're trying to continue them, because I mean they're all episodic, so you got to have that
Yeah.
that you got to keep it fresh, but you also got to keep it the same.
Yeah. Gotta keep the
Like, I mean,
trademark.
what are your thoughts on that though? Like, feel free to talk. This is not just my podcast.
I mean, what are we talking about? Sitcoms.
Sitcoms. How did you lose track of the conversation so fast?
No, it's not that I lost track of it. It's just I didn't know what I'm supposed to add to it.
It's okay. Well,
On the topic of sitcoms, I've never watched Seinfeld.
you've never watched it.
It wasn't popular in Portugal.
That's right. He's from Portugal.
Yeah, I'm from Portugal.
Didn't know. He is the CEO of Portugal.
Gabriel is being an
We're getting
interesting.
spammed with the phrase "Welcome to fucking." And
Welcome.
now we're demonetized.
Welcome to the next level. Well, there's 4 people watching. That's more than I've ever had. Yeah. Now that was good timing.
We do encourage participation from the chat, by the way, so feel free to lend your thoughts and we'll riff on them for a bit.
H. Well, yeah. So, what were we talking about? Sitcoms. Well,
Talking about sitcoms and how it's supposed to keep them relevant, and keep them fresh.
I'm gonna go on and say something kind of controversial. I think Friends is pretty funny.
I mean, that's an opinion you can have. I would say that. You can have that opinion.
It's not worth watching. I don't know if it's worth watching for the jokes themselves. It has some good jokes, but I just think the the show is kind of made piss poor, but the jokes themselves are pretty funny, in my opinion.
I feel like the show has a little heart. I don't know. Like at some points, like some of the emotional scenes are pretty good, but I mean, for the most part, I don't know. Like I just find sitcoms in general I don't know. Like I do like some of them, but you can't like binge watch a sitcom because it literally is all the same.
That's true.
Like there's no development. There's no.
I also liked How I Met Your Mother. People say it has a bad ending, but I didn't see the ending. It's that simple. I just like the characters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I don't know. Have you seen the pilot for Has Been Hotel?
No, I've never watched that.
No, it's like this kind of startup animated thing
Mm-hmm.
made by these people, and
Oh,
I have
thank
to
you.
admit it. I mean, it's been quite controversial because it takes place in hell, and there's a lot of like people
Epic.
saying bad stuff.
Just like my life. Am I right, Twitter?
I relate to that statement, Luan. Making jokes about depression helps it go away.
Give me retweets.
Give me retweets and likes, please. No, but Hespen Hotel.
Guys, retweet the stream. Can we get to 3 likes?
Oh god. Anyway, so no, Hespen Hotel. No, it's like it's a very crude show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole joke is just about the whole joke of the show is that it's about this character saying the fuck word. You know, saying the bad word. You know what I mean?
Why?
It's hell. I guess that works for it. But people have tried cancelling the show and saying it's like transphobic and homophobic and shit with intent to hurt people.
What?
But people forget that it's hell. It's legit hell.
People say that about everyone.
I mean, when people are genuinely being transphobic in an attempt to try and hurt people, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Call them out for it. But I mean, it comes to the point where it's like the Hitler card. Like you pull the Hitler card out when you just don't know how to respond to a question, or it's like you don't use that. Like if anything, people that use the word like transphobic and homophobic and shit as the be all and end all of an argument are downplaying the significance of being homophobic or all the rest of it.
Of course.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not from that community, so I'm not in a position to really comment that much on it. But that's just my perspective on it.
Yeah. Same here. I mean, people just say it to everything.
It's like, it kind of feeds into cancel culture a wee bit as well.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's been something that it exists, and I guess it exists in a moral kind of grey area.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? Because it's
What, on cancel culture?
cancel culture, yeah.
I don't know enough about it to comment on it. I think
He's like, I don't want to get cancelled.
I don't want to get cancelled today.
Luan gets cancelled for doing that cancel culture. How ironic.
Ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.
Yeah, man. I mean,
That's-
cancel culture is something that mainly happens on Twitter.
Yeah.
A lot of bad stuff mostly happens on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely.
Such a shithole. It's such a terrible site.
I've just seen so many people get cancelled that I'm immune to it.
It's such a terrible site, yet somehow I managed to posted nearly 12,000 tweets in the last 3 years.
What?
There's like 4,000 tweets a year. I'm so confused. I don't know how that happened. Honestly.
Well, Quintin's gone. Quintin has muted himself and deafened himself.
I'll second, but I was busy. Anyway.
Okay.
No. It's like, to an extent, it's like, I don't know, it's weird because Twitter is such a weird kind of, inwards kind of echo chamber for people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what happens with a lot of internet websites. Like, the algorithms turn everything, because, I mean, it's all about what the person wants to see and wants to click on. But however, it gets to the point where it ends up spiraling back into itself. So if it's a negative thing that person is wanting to see, it just keeps getting regurgitated. And that's like a problem, you know?
That is a problem.
And I mean, it's like, particularly with, you see with YouTube particularly now, with copper and all the rest of it, having to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you know, kids don't have the critical mind to be able to look at a content or something and go, oh, that's bad. They look at it for just what like the colours are or something. It's a very simplistic view of stuff, you know?
What the colors are.
Colors.
Bright
Seizure.
color.
Can those colors give me a seizure? Yes. Cool.
Fortnite.
Oh, fuck, that's perfect. Fortnite.
Listen, do you want to do like a bit where we're just like exchanging words? We have to like tell a story, but one word at a time.
Aye, sounds good. Right, yeah.
I'll start.
That's a laughable concept, yes, that's funny.
I'll start.
Anyway, you start.
I
Went.
to
Hell.
and
Fucked. Satan.
Satan. One of the many
I went to
Satans.
hell and fucked the Satan. Satan. A singular Satan. That's all.
And
Oh, yeah. He.
gave
Birth.
to human
Called.
Quintin.
No! I am my own son. No!
History repeats itself.
That was a fantastic, thank you, Luan.
Okay, now you start again. Now you start.
No, we're not doing this again.
Do it again.
Please.
Let's do it again.
Okay. Once.
I
Went.
to
Hell.
God damn it. And
Fuck.
the
Satan.
who
Gave.
me
A.
disease.
Call.
John.
What?
John.
Done?
John. The disease was John.
John.
Jontron. Damn it, I contracted Jontron from the devil.
God damn it. I contracted a little John on my Johnson, if you know what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Funny. Anyway.
Damn, this audience is really laughing at our jokes. We must be so
Why?
funny.
We're so unfunny.
We must be the funniest guys in the world.
This is exactly why everyone makes a podcast, but none of them go past the first episode.
That's true.
Don't worry, we'll just keep streaming over and over and over, and eventually we'll get an audience.
Again, eventually we'll get to episode 2.
Finally, Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2
Episode
confirmed.
2.2 divided by 2 times 2.
Valve 2. Valve 2, everyone.
Valve 2, baby. Neck 2. Now, actually, speaking of Valve, I might as well just steer into an actual conversation instead of just cracking jokes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
What about the new Half-Life game?
Um,
Half-Life Alyx.
you know what? I can't talk too much about that because I haven't played Half-Life. I have it.
You've not.
I have Half-Life, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it.
What is wrong with you? You
Don't know.
Why?
I kind of want to play it like soon, but I just don't know when.
You should play. You should play all of them. They're all fantastic.
I have.
Have you seen the trailer for the new game? Have you seen the trailer for it?
What new game?
The Half-Life Alyx. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Wait, what? I didn't know that was a thing even.
Half-Life, the new Half-Life game. Have you seen the trailer for it?
I didn't know there was a new Half-Life game.
I literally just told you there was a new Half-Life game and you went along with me. This is a fantastic conversation.
What? No, I have not. I have not watched the trailer. If you were still confused about.
I'm gonna have to make you watch the trailer after the cast is over.
Sure.
That is horrible.
That is horrible.
Positively disgusting.
Disgusting.
Like that trailer was viewed like 8 million times in the first 24 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why Half-Life is such a big deal anyway is because the last game released in like 2007.
Well, it was recently updated to add blinking.
Oh yeah, that's right, the blinking. Crazy concept, blinking. Welcome back to Half-Life 2, where we had blinking.
We have blinking characters.
Bro, what? Yo, do you see these games with the awesome new graphics and all this new awesome innovative gameplay? Blinking.
Bro, don't care. There is no blink mode.
There's no blink mode. Get rid of it. Go on. Actually, Minecraft recently added blinking. We're trying to have a conversation. This bit is really grinding.
I can't tell if you're being serious or being...
Minecraft added blinking.
Did it really?
Minecraft added blinking.
Okay, you're being sarcastic.
No, they legit added blinking. I'm not joking.
How do you add blinking to a game made of cubes?
Steve.
The funniest jokes. Guys, these are the funniest
Just
jokes.
a comedian who walks up onto a stage, just
Kevin
leans
Hart.
on the microphone and just goes, Steve.
Kevin Hart walks out on stage.
It's like Kevin Hart, you know, just screams Steve. Steve!
Steve!
No, I was like to her, Steve? Who's Steve?
Steve Mama.
That was a funny joke.
No, that was a legitimately funny joke.
This has so much chaotic energy. I don't like how chaotic this entire thing is.
It has become quite chaotic, yeah. Dude, it's 2 a.m. here. It's 3 a.m. where Morris is. So don't blame me if this is a bit chaotic. It's the clock's fault.
It's the clock's fault. Welcome back to the Shackcast, which is essentially just us rambling on about many topics for a while, but never actually sitting on one.
Well, that's what a podcast is.
That's really what it is, really. Yeah.
That's why everyone has one.
Why does everyone have one? I mean, to be honest, right? I mean, I do this thing where I go around, like, if I'm doing work, I browse just, like, SoundCloud and Spotify and shit for podcasts with, like, very, very, very low view accounts. It's so funny. Because, like, I watched this one the other day, which was, like, I think it was, like, people talking for, like, 2 seconds, and then the rest of it was just, like, awkward conversation starters. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It was hilarious. I was losing my shit, but I don't think it was intended to be funny.
It wasn't. It probably wasn't.
It was just like two people just shooting it back and forth, going, "How's the weather today?"
It's,
Did you watch the sports game last night?
to be fair, it's been raining quite a lot here in Portugal.
Fucking wow, wow.
That's all that happens. It rains, and that's what happens. Oh yeah, how's the weather there in Australia?
I'm fucking leaving. I'm gone. I hate you.
No,
So much.
I can't do a podcast by myself.
Yes, you can. The schizophrenia cast.
Okay, no, but for real, what's the weather like in New Zealand? I never even heard of it.
I mean, here we've got a very tropical climate.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I
think
didn't
we-
join the
No,
Shackcast.
get in the waiting room, teenage. Anyway,
The waiting room.
I chucked him in the waiting room. That's the bad boy corner. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
No.
He just comes
You know what?
back.
I'm just getting rid of him.
Don't get rid of him, man. People are gonna accuse you of racism. You're gonna get cancelled.
Bro, he's gonna be the guest in the next episode. Chill.
Yeah, he can be. Yes. That's the thing about TNH though. He's a bit like I don't want to say unreliable, but sometimes he says he's gonna like talk. Sometimes we will do stuff like that, and he just won't do it. It happens, of course, with everyone, but for some reason I've been noticing it, especially with TNH.
Well, no.
I love him though. He's a great guy. I love you, TNH.
Podcast time.
Podcast, epic podcast.
To the extent, like, I mean, when it comes to everyone having a podcast, it's interesting, you know? I mean, it's like, I feel like it's very easy to create content for, because it's literally just you two having a conversation for like an hour
Yeah.
or so. And that's it. But, I mean,
Yeah, really, you just gotta have someone you can like bounce off of pretty well.
exactly. Well, I mean, it's like, well, I mean, to be honest, I feel like, we're just trying to ease into the with this first one, but I mean, after that, I think it'll be okay. I mean, once we get guests as well, then it'll start real, you know, bouncing around and conversation stuff.
Listen, I don't think it's a problem. We may we've gotten a pretty long time of just us two. I think this could be a time to call in a guest.
Calling a friend.
Yeah, call in TNH maybe.
Okay, I had to hear. Let's just let the waiting room. Actually, do you wanna? We're gonna let him in.
Yes.
We'll let him in for a minute.
He hit us with
I
that.
literally just added him saying, "Give me the guest in the next episode." He's like, I see. I understand. Understandable.
We've gone like half an hour, like just solo us two. So, I think it would be appropriate to call in someone else if they would like to come.
We're gonna add him again. We're gonna add him again. We're gonna add him again.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I did it 4 times. That's my max.
That's 5 in total.
No, it's 4 because he already erased the first one. And I paid him 4 more times afterwards.
I see. That is not funny.
It's not funny.
Okay, let me create an invite. I will finally like put on an invite
Yeah.
on the description of this
One
podcast.
second. Does anyone want to be? You know, I thought Teenager was gonna come on, but he's obviously just fucking left.
I think he's mad. He might be mad because he let us on his stream and now we're not letting him on ours.
Oh shit. The rhythm got snapped.
What? Just coughing aggressively.
Cancer in the audience.
Yes, someone has tuberculosis.
Would you want do you want? Would you want? Do you want Do you want Tells to come on if TNH doesn't want to?
Oh yeah, that's true.
We can put Tells, but we're offering it to TNH first.
Yeah, I mean, what if Tails comes on and then TNH comes on and we're just like, nah fam, you can't anymore.
No, you can't. I don't know.
I like Tails' description, who told my mom I was fat.
Oh damn. I think he's busy making music anyway.
That's true. I gotta sneeze.
Thanks for that information.
I can't sneeze. I can't sneeze.
You can't sneeze? Oh no, you need a feather, bro.
Help
Have you
me.
not played Tomodachi Life, bro?
Help me, I can't sneeze.
That's a normal human problem that human people have.
Okay, so Tails is typing in the chat.
I think you might have beaten Teenage on this one.
Ooh.
Oh, he's streaming to my fan game Discord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, is that esteemed podcast not good enough for you?
Are we not good enough?
I was supposed to meet a girl at like 2 o'clock. It's like 3 o'clock now.
Who's the girl?
I'm not telling you. It's illegal.
Okay. I mean, bros before hoes and that, right?
Yeah, but she's also a bro.
Your girl has a
bro. She's
your
bro.
girl has a pee-pee.
She has both. Yeah, she has every weapon. I'm not into traps, guys. I swear.
The radio is though.
All I hear is.
Dude, everything on the radio right now is trap. And there's not a single music genre I despise more than trap.
Trap. I hate traps, bro. Trans rights. Sorry.
No, not that.
I just do not want to I don't want to be taken out of context like I hate traps and take it being transphobic.
No, because I'm talking about the music genre.
Yeah.
Trap.
Just slap in a trans rights halfway through the sentence so they can't take it out of context.
Yeah, okay.
Every time.
Works every time. This is not funny. Stop laughing.
Not funny.
Transphobia is a real problem.
Exactly. Real problem in our community, to be honest. No. We've got one person watching. I'm gonna like the video.
Yeah, if no one gets the first laugh, no one laughs second.
Well, considering no one's here, we may as well start off with a new topic then.
Mhm.
Okay, the Game Awards. Did you watch the Game Awards?
I did not.
Oh shit! Fuck.
I love how we have nothing to talk about.
No, we have something to talk about. I'll find something. Can we talk about how much we hate Morris right now?
I like
He's
Morris.
spamming it. He's spamming on my fucking kill.
Morris, please give me a laugh track. Thank you so much, Morris. I love you.
Chaotic energy. What happens if all the sound is copyrighted? Where's your copyright flag into oblivion?
If this is copyrighted, I mean, that's the end of the remixing shack.
The end of the YouTube channel, bro.
No, the end of the remixing shack in general.
I'm eating what
Apparently people find it very funny that you're eating in the audience.
I'm eating my power cable.
I'm eating my fucking hand.
Bro, my fingers are so thick. I can put like 3 of them into my mouth.
That's
Whoa,
not-
whoa.
Why would you tell me that? That is not information I want to know, and now I want to try it.
No. What have we done here? Welcome back to just. Oh no, what's happening?
I can fit 4.
You have small fingers.
No, I have a big mouth. I can fit 4 dicks in it. If your dick is about the size of a finger.
What? I'm not even gonna describe the sizes.
Actually, scratch that. I can fit my whole hand. Not the whole hand. Okay,
You
not.
can put your whole hand in there, bro. Really?
No, not. Yeah, I can fit all 5. Not the whole
Anyway,
hand.
so I thought we could play this in the chat.
No. Wait, there's 3 likes. We did it. We got to number 3.
We got 3 likes. I'm very funny.
We got to the
Chungus.
3rd like.
Big Chungus. Big Chungus. Big Chungus.
Dude,
Big Chungus.
you know
Big
you're
Chungus.
the only one listening to that, right?
I'm just vibing with Big Chungus, bro.
I'm glad you are. Hey, Quintin!
What?
Have you heard about the new video game that came out?
What new video game came out?
The Nintendo 2.
Oh my god, the Nintendo 2, baby, back there. Nintendo, baby. Making very creative systems. Man, we've been waiting for the Nintendo 2 since 1979 with the release of the Game & Watch. Oh my god, finally. Nintendo 2, baby.
They came out with the Nintendo 2. And listen,
Nintendo 2.
they said in the advert, gay people can play.
Gay people can play? Wow.
This is truly revolutionary for the industry.
Genre. Video game genre. Right.
They even made an all-new gay version. It's called the Nintendo Gay 2.
Nintendo's gay too. Nice to see people are representing the LGBT community in our media.
Finally, a video game for Nintendo fans who like other Nintendo fans. The
This
guy
is so
coughing.
bad. Okay, should we have a quota for how long this has to be stretched out for?
No.
It has to be 60 minutes. has to be at least an hour.
Dude, I think,
They ruin the big boy territory, don't they?
very epic. Oh, TNH is here.
Oh.
He said, oi!
Oi!
Lamau, all them pings. Hey,
Welcome to the
TNH is
podcast,
here.
TNH!
Everyone, welcome TNH Game Remixes to our epic Shackcast.
So I get kicked out and then welcomed back.
Right, we're trying to get the pilot sorted out, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Man. How's it going?
Everyone's fine. Guys, we
Now we can fit the next 22 minutes in with you.
Hey TNH, how many fingers can you fit in your mouth?
Oh, let's see, bet. About like 6 or 7 of them.
Oh Jesus. You're counting with both hands.
I can fit 3 in there.
Quintin just came out. That's the thing. Quintin just came out and said, I can fit 3 fingers in my mouth. I was like, bitch, I can fit all my fingers in my mouth.
I have big hands, man.
I have a big mouth. I can.
Hey, like the Netflix show.
No, don't you dare. Let me tell you something about Big Mouth, alright?
Man, that show is so
It is
bad.
literally, in fact, one of the worst shows of all time.
I agree.
It's like a Seth MacFarlane TV show, except if you just removed uh if you removed any sense of what possibly would have been funny about them. Like it's not funny ironically, and it's not funny unironically. It's just bad
So
all around.
it's just unfunny. Yeah.
It's
It's
full
a
of
shame because everything else that. So,
really middle school humor, full of like it's everything just full of middle school humor. Like an episode where they're just literally throwing hairy dildos. Like what?
What?
Seriously?
wait, really? What the fuck, really? Is it an
Yeah,
episode?
Who likes hairy
Yeah.
dildos?
like, honestly, I have no idea why they still air the show.
It's still
Honestly, it's
airing?
Like, I don't even know if it's like I don't know if they have viewers for it, but whoever they are probably just a bunch of little kids. They're just like, oh, I'm watching a big kid show. I'm watching Big Mouth, not realizing that it's one of literally the worst written shows. But it's getting like awards because it's literally about like middle school kids going through puberty. I'm like, no, don't make a show about that. That's one of the worst things to go through.
Yeah, that is the least interesting part
I know.
of life.
Yeah,
Like
it's like,
middle
bro.
school puberty, literally the worst parts of anyone's life, and you have to make a TV show about it. What else are you gonna say? The show's gonna be bad.
I mean, people argue there's 2 parts that of life that are like objectively the worst, which
Yeah,
is puberty and when you're old.
literally,
Is what
literally,
I'll argue.
it's not fun. It's not fun. But I find more entertainment trying to see someone grow through like from like their average old 9 to 5 lifestyle to someone better
Hmm.
than seeing a bunch of middle school jokes being funny,
Well,
honestly.
because middle school humor isn't funny.
It's never funny. It's the worst thing. I
It's
cringe.
only funny to middle schoolers.
Exactly.
It's not like there's kids jokes that to us are ironically funny.
There literally kids jokes. It's just potty humor or something else, and literally those get funny by irony. They're
And they
funny
are.
because they're not.
Why
They're
is that?
funny.
Why do you
But
think there's so many people saying pee pee poo poo all the time on the internet?
yeah, like, people still say pee pee poo poo.
Doesn't come out.
No one says yeah. Like, dude, I see more people saying pee pee poo poo and laughing than I see people say that's what she said and laughing. Like that makes no sense.
Okay, real talk. Has anyone ever laughed at a that's what she said joke?
That's what
You know,
she said.
if you're trying to look
Who
cool,
is she?
That's what she.
who
Your
is
mom.
she? Oh, it's even worse.
Hey guys. Hey guys, do you know Joe?
Who's Joe?
Joe Taro.
Oh, Joe Taro. I always said Joe Taro.
No, it's Joe Mama, guys. I got you. That was an epic prank.
Who's Joe Mama then? Now what?
We all know the answer to who's your mama, but what's the answer to who's your dada?
Oh snap!
That's what I want to know.
I know what he is. He's gone.
Who's your daddy, teenage?
I, I don't know. He vanished.
Hey
When the
Quentin.
world needed him most,
Right.
he vanished.
Hey Quentin. You're underage, so I'm not gonna ask who's your daddy.
You're
What?
I don't want the FBI on me, dude. Plus, I'm not gay, but I support the gays.
What were you gonna say?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
What were you gonna say? Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Who's your daddy?
Um, my dad is my dad.
That was so funny.
This just evolved into just the most stupid shit ever.
Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something. Alright. If y'all are gonna talk about some of the worst things in middle school, some of the worst things in middle school, besides the humor, has got to be honestly like the kids who try to look older than they actually are, who try to be older than they actually are, but they are really just bad at doing it.
They are.
Like, honestly,
Dude, I don't know if you had this problem, cause well, I don't want to say it as abruptly and as kind of rudely as I will, but because you're black, I don't know if you will have had this problem. Acne. It's less common on black people.
I haven't had acne. I've been spared. I have been spared the acne.
Be thankful. This shit is the worst.
Middle school? Oh Lord! If you got even one bit of acne, you're dead. But let me tell you something. All right? Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
School with other black kids in it, acne don't matter nothing.
Well, yeah.
You'll still get the whole brunt of it, dude. And it's the worst.
Oof.
And
Well, yeah, because at that age, you're still not taught how to act like a human being.
honestly,
Which honestly, I think school does a pretty shit job at doing.
school does a terrible job at everything when it comes to humanity. Let me tell you something, all right? There has been so many, so many instances where telling a teacher about something just doesn't work. Now it's just like, oh, tell a teacher, tell a local higher up at the school if you're getting bullied. You know what? Let me tell you something right now, and this is the truth, and this is a big fact for like every school that I've seen that everyone has said the same thing about.
The
Telling a teacher never works. If
the
they say tell a
teacher
teacher, that's a bold-faced lie.
the teacher doesn't care.
Let me tell you something. Be lucky enough if you have parents who are involved enough to cause a ruckus with the teacher or with the principal or something about this situation.
Mhm.
Then they'll get off their butts and actually do something
Mhm.
because they don't do a thing. They don't do a thing.
Well, I was always bullied because I'm really short, like abnormally short. So I was always an easy target because I'm not very strong.
I'll
But
tell you, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. If you mind your own business, playing Nintendo or something, you'll know what getting bullied means.
oof.
Usually,
Yeah.
because
Well,
kids are thinking that cool older kids play Xbox when it's literally not the case.
well, that's the thing. I never had a Nintendo. I never had a Nintendo growing up.
Yeah, but you played like games sort of around that caliber, like mainly I don't know. If you play like Sega games like Sonic
Yeah, I've
or
always played a lot of Sonic and stuff like that, but never on school. The school people didn't know about that. If they did, yeah, I'd be fucked.
oh yeah.
But that's the thing, they didn't know about that because I had no portable things. My only portable gaming device was a PSP.
Uh,
Yeah.
And bro, the PSP is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie.
SP is always
Yeah.
up.
I mean, I never played it. Well, I never had one when I was a kid, but apparently it was quite good.
It is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
I was raised on that premium Nintendo crop. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The first ever console I owned was a 3DS, like my actual own console
Mm-hmm.
was a 3DS, so that was pretty cool.
And I remember around the time like 3DS was around all that stuff. It was pretty neat.
I got
So I'll tell you.
one of the games I got for it was Sonic Generations for the 3DS.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
dude,
you want to talk about that game, Quentin? I played
That
it.
game's actually that game's actually not that bad. It's not as bad as people say it is.
It's not horrible,
it,
it's just kind of like in the
it,
forces area, where it could have
no,
been much better.
dude, let me tell you something. That game was made in 6 months, and it was pretty good for a 6 month game.
Yeah, for a 6 month game, it's surprisingly good.
The Big
Wait,
Arms
wait.
remix is the best.
And the Big Arms remix kicks
I
ass.
asked how to speed run that game from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough, I know how to fully speed run that game.
What about Radical Highway?
From that game?
Radical Highway sucks.
Oh, from which one?
From Gen's
Generate?
3DS.
Oh, Just 3DS?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, but if you know how to do like the jumps right, it'll be pretty neat to speed run too. Like, there's a
Okay.
lot of areas where you can surprisingly like boost clip through and
Mm.
stuff. It's pretty great.
I'm not a speedrunner myself, so I wouldn't know.
Speedrunning is great, but it's a lot satisfying to watch Super Monkey Ball speedruns. It makes you feel like the dumbest person in the entire universe
Mm-hmm.
when you watch
Quentin,
someone speedrun that game.
what did you think about Generation 3DS?
Who?
Let me ask, what do you think about Lost World 3DS? I thought it was better than the console version.
Yeah, I
Really?
agree with it. Yeah,
Really?
it's tolerable. I mean, Frozen Factory makes me want to put myself on a spike, but apart from that,
I haven't played Lost World 3DS, but the console version is pretty good. I don't hate it.
I feel like it should have just been its own thing instead of a Sonic game because I mean,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably
the run
right.
button is just.
Not even the run button, just the way he controls doesn't feel very Sonic-y.
Yeah,
They
that's
really
it.
should be like putting analog style control maybe into like a short thing maybe. I don't know
You know what they should make?
what.
But I feel as though Lost World 3DS achieved a lot more than the console version of the cup.
They
It's
should.
a lot more impressive than the console version.
Ah,
for me.
So
I
it's
see.
a lot faster than the console version.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can do a lot more like different tricks and stuff with parkour.
Yeah.
I'd say not many people know it, but the 3DS version seems to be the superior version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, graphically, of course, it isn't, but I
Hey,
mean,
mate, you can have a break off that now.
Teenage, you know what they should make? They should make a new Ristar game.
They should make a new game for all the Sega IPs. Hello?
Yeah,
I have
but
yet to
Ristar is
I-
especially ignored. My man got
I have
one
yet to
game and dipped.
Yes! Oh my gosh! I have yet to see Rise Star 2. I have yet to see another Night Dreams game that's not Journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like Journey, but not as much as the other.
Well, yeah, the other was
But
just amazing.
I have yet to see oh, sorry. I have yet to see another Billy Hatcher.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many freaking good games out there that Sega has but they just don't want to do anything with.
Of course not. Here's what I think. I think they should have made Sonic Unleashed as a Sonic and Rystar game. You know how the Werehog has those stretchy arms?
Yeah, sure, but I mean, I don't know how that would work out. I know they planned the game to have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, where Knuckles had the night stages, Tails had
Mhm.
the flying stages.
Mhm.
I mean, with the jet airplane and stuff,
Mhm.
and Sonic with day stages, but I I don't know how they would fit like stretchy arm combat for Rystar, you know?
It's the thing. Rystar's whole gimmick is that he has the stretchy arms.
That is true.
So I think they could have very easily replaced the Werehog with Rystar. Plus, he's not as fast as Sonic, so that would fit as well. And also, think about this. Chip.
Uh,
Chip could also be replaced with Rystar. They didn't need to introduce Chip. They could have just made Rystar into a Sonic character.
Chip on there.
What?
Didn't need to have Chip on there. They could have had Rystar. I guess you're onto something.
The way I would have made Sonic Unleashed would be like that. Instead of having Chip and the Werehog, just have Rystar fill both roles.
I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. Oh, it is though. I definitely see what you mean by it though. Definitely feeling for both roles, but having Rystar speak more than one word at a time
Yeah, that could be kind of weird.
could definitely be weird,
Just go.
Just hangs up. Just imagine hearing Rystar going, "You want some chocolate?"
That's the thing. The personality kind of matches, though.
Work, yeah.
It could work from a storytelling perspective, especially because remember he's light Gaia, and Rystar is a star, which gives off
Yeah,
light.
yeah, think about it. Think about it. I mean, it would probably like give reason for Rystar to come if he like summoned Dark Gaia and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
it would definitely give reason for Rystar to come or something. You never know.
Oh, have you played the not HD version of Unleashed?
Like Unleashed,
Yes.
and I remember Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, I played a bit of it.
Well, that's the
Let me
version I
tell you
own.
something. Let me tell you something. Seeing Sonic go a few seconds like
That's true.
definitely get annoying after that.
It
But
does get a bit annoying.
aside from that, I think it's a pretty solid title.
It is pretty solid. I cannot get past the final boss though.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because it's definitely a lot different than the console version.
Yeah, it is different. That's the
But
thing. I don't have the HD version. I never actually played it like legit. I wish I had.
you only watch gameplay,
Yeah.
because that's basically the same thing for me. What I did was uh I just played it on an emulator.
Hmm.
And
Well, Quintin's gone.
Quentin freaking died. Oh, never mind. He didn't die. Did he?
He did. That's not him. That's the audience.
Yeah. The audience comes and going. Let me just say. Let me just say that in terms of Sonic games right now, I think Sonic has a chance to really come back, but I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to have, I wanted to have so much faith in Forces, but it dropped the ball, and that really put Sonic in like real bad morale now.
Mhm.
So there's gotta be something big, something that like I think what would make the next Sonic game is a game that has lots of replayability. Like
Yeah.
if it, a Sonic game needs to have content, it needs to have multiplayer. It needs to have something that you can grind with too, like replayability for Chows or
Mhm. I mean, I
even
wouldn't
that's gonna
say I wouldn't say Forces is lacking in content because it has a lot of content. Just it's not very good.
it's not good content. I mean, most people thought, oh, if you collect all the red rings, and you collect all the, silver coins and stuff, you could get Supersonic or Super Shadow, something like that. But nah, Supersonic is DLC, so it's like, what's the point in getting the other collectibles?
Mhm.
Just to 100%?
I mean, I
I don't
had a
know.
pretty. I got all the collectibles. I had a pretty good time with it. I think it is the definitive way to play Forces. If you're gonna get Forces, you should 100% it. Cause if you don't,
Yeah,
it's not gonna be worth your time, like at all. Cause it
it's like
costs
when
money.
It's like when people try to play Sonic CD as just a standalone game instead of actually exploring the levels and trying to get
Yeah, yeah.
the best, ending and stuff.
Well,
So
I'm very
a lot of people
vocal.
play.
I'm very vocal about this. I don't like Sonic CD very much, but
No, I know you don't like Sonic CD, like at all.
I like it a little bit. Like it's not that I don't like it at all. I like it. Just it's it's definitely the least good of the classic Sonic games, in my opinion.
Definitely a lot more of an opinionated case. If we dive into like talking about what would happen with Sonic, like I know so very well there's a lot of things that go on with the fan base that is
Mhm.
completely crazy right now. Like there are people in the fan base who act as though like they're the only ones with the right idea about something, and and there are others who are just completely defensive about Sonic. It's like, man, I hate when people rag on Sonic. Like that line alone is a meme. It's like, man, I hate when people rag on Sonic.
Sonic is a dead franchise.
It's becoming dead. It's becoming dead, and I don't want it to. Like, I need something that can literally be like Mario, but not Mario. And then there's Sonic. What other what other franchise? What other franchise do you know that what other franchise do you know that Mario has the most like history scuffling and conversing with as a rival? And that would be Sonic. Like not even Crash Bandicoot. It's Mario and
Not
Sonic
even
that
close to
you
to
know?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, you want Sonic to live because you like seeing that. But then
I would
there's
go
like
as far as saying if there is a Mr. Video Game 2, it would be Sonic.
it would be Sonic. Definitely would be Sonic. For many reasons, many reasons.
There's people who
Honestly.
believe actually I think there's been studies done and they show that Sonic is actually more known worldwide than Mickey Mouse.
That is true. That is very true. People recognize like Sonic, Mario a bit more than they recognize like Mickey Mouse. Like I know Disney may say it's up there, but like let me tell you, in terms of what everybody knows, every it's just about like everybody knows, like people will know like the character Mickey as like a you know like a product or something,
Yeah.
but everyone like knows Sonic. Everyone knows Mario. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows what they're about.
They know what they're about. They know what their game is and what it's all about. You know, like oh Mario, you collect coins and jump on bricks and you defeat Bowser.
Yeah.
Oh Sonic, you grab rings, you run fast, you beat Dr. Eggman. And then it's Mickey Mouse, like oh Mickey Mouse, his friend Donald and Goofy, they do stuff.
They are they are characters
Are
from
characters,
Disney.
and that's basically about it. So it can go, oh, but they were in Kingdom Hearts. Like, yeah, but is he mainly in Kingdom Hearts? Not
No.
really. Not really.
Like, yeah, I know Sonic. He's that guy from Mario and Sonic Olympic Games.
Yeah, honestly, you know. Oh, it is. You can definitely see it too. Oh man, like people will hear like the first few lines of Green Hill Zone, they already know. Hey, Sonic. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. Oh man, you know what I mean by it.
That's it with the Mario music as well. Everyone in the fucking planet can.
Everybody and their dog recognizes the Mario theme song.
That's right.
World 1-1, it shows up. Did it, did it. He's like, yep, that's Mario.
Who knows?
If there's one
Who
person
the hell can
who
sing the
doesn't
Mickey
know
Mouse theme?
like, if you're gonna talk about the Mickey Mouse thing, you have to date back all the way to like the first cartoon or something like.
Yeah.
And then they're like, it's like, what's this thing gonna be? Oh, are you gonna refer to the whistling? No, that was from an episode, you dweeb.
Cause, like, it also has to do with like the first. Cause the first Mickey Mouse like animation was really long time ago,
It was so far back.
and most people don't know what that is. I think it's that
Like
one.
the only people who know about it are like the avid Disney fans who will dig for the most like niche, hard to find media or something.
No, I wouldn't say that. I still consider it like somewhat like
Or just have too much time in their hands.
somewhat normal knowledge. Not very common, but somewhat common.
Right.
I think it's that one with him on the boat or whatever. That he's whistling and turning the wheel or something.
Yeah, it's something, you know.
That's one of the first. If it's not the first, it's one of. And
It's in the first, but it's one of the more like recognizable.
if people don't
Probably
know the first Mickey Mouse short, but everyone can recognize Super Mario Bros. On the NES.
exactly. That's what seriously makes them so much more on the iconic side, you know? Like you can't go wrong with that. So that's why I think like if Sonic ends up like dying in terms of his like sales and stuff, I don't think he will really. I think it'll just keep getting more. I think it'll still like keep getting sales somewhat.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
don't think it'll be as strong as it was. So
Even
Sonic
if
as a franchise is not gonna die. It's
no,
just
he's
not
not,
gonna
and the character
do
is
well.
not either. It
Yeah,
just
the character.
it just might
Its
like
morale is gonna be low and stuff, you know.
it just might get low ratings, but the sales are always gonna be good because the Sonic fan base is incredible. We always hope. There's always that small hope that the
When that
game may
small
be good.
sliver, Yeah. And but you know what had zero hope though?
What?
Stadia.
What? What?
Google Stadia. That had zero hope. Dude, that thing died upon arrival. Google Google tried every time Google tries to do something that's like, hipster or something.
Mm-hmm.
Those hipster developers that have like the hat without the top. I forget what it's called. Something, but like they always try to like uh feel as though they're younger than their own age, which is really not the case. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what if we made a console that's not a console, and then it fails?
Of course.
So
Dude, there was the whole video game crisis of 77 or something like that. Of
yeah,
87, 87
87.
or something like that. I don't know. But it was like a bunch of Atari clones and they all had like controllers that
Right.
looked they all looked like telephones and I don't know who thought they needed a telephone to control a video game that has one button.
Good idea. Hello?
Like
I've ever seen in my life.
the original Atari had one button. The next one had 10. How do you go from 1 to 10?
Did you go from one to ten? Like, oh, enhance your game. Like, no. Dude,
Now
this is what.
games, that's the thing. Nowadays, games are complex enough that they can have uses for like over 10 buttons.
Exactly.
But back then, they had one button. They had
And that's
one.
what it's needed. And then there's like, and then there's Stadia over here making one of the most boring looking controllers, and they're saying, "Oh, our controller's good because it's gender neutral."
What?
Yes, they said their controller is gender neutral, and that's why you should buy it.
Dude, I
What?
just made I
Controllers are objects.
you know you know what's funny about that?
What?
I didn't know about that, but I just ironically told Quentin I started a bit and I was like, "Hey Quentin, did you hear about the new Nintendo? It's called Nintendo 2 and the main marketing campaign is that gay people can play."
That's exactly what Stadia did.
And
Oh
I
my god.
didn't know. I didn't know about that.
Exactly what Stadia did. And you know what? It's just as stupid as it sounds.
Oh my god.
It's just as stupid as it sounds. Like, oh, like seriously? All of them are. Hello? That's your selling point for your garbage controller?
The selling point.
Selling point. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something else about Stadia, alright? I've seen so many I've seen so many test gameplays of it, right?
Mhm.
The thing frame drops like 3 seconds behind button inputs.
Oof.
Sometimes. Yeah, not only is it like the 3 second button delay, but there's also what else is there? Also, if you don't have like good enough Wi-Fi, the game will like lag. The game will not only lag behind, the quality
Ooh.
will drop harder than a hot
Ooh.
pocket taken fresh out the microwave.
Ooh. That is disgusting.
sometimes it'll sometimes when it frame drops, it like stops for 1 second, and then the game continues on like a forwarded area. Like
Wait.
if you were still moving, it will like the display of the game will like freeze,
Mhm.
and then it'll continue off of like wherever else you are if you kept on moving or something. So it's like, whoa, what just happened?
Dude, you.
Imagine you're playing a game that takes so much focus, like Mortal Kombat 11.
Mhm.
That's on Stadia, and
Mhm.
literally, it's the worst console to play it on.
Of course it is. Without lag input.
Yes, dude, it's crazy. You're gonna lose. And then imagine if it has like cross-platform.
Yeah, if it
It's
has
like someone who,
cross-platform, then it's just like guaranteed you're gonna lose every time. I'm sorry, bro. It's
dude, if you play cross-platform with someone who has like PC or heck even Switch,
there's a there's a price to
dude.
pay. There's a price to pay for gender-neutral controllers. So sorry, if you're a girl, you can only play on this console, and you're gonna lose every time because you're a girl. It's your fault.
When you're playing cross multiplayer and you see Stadia user, yep, I win. Oh man, there are some people who no cap. There are very, very, very few people who defend Stadia. The rest are bots. Yes, Stadia makes its own bots that defend its console. Go on Twitter, they make defending bots, and it's just like, how dare you hate on Stadia? Stadia is the best thing ever. It's better than any console because it doesn't need to take up space. Like, shut your face.
That's so sad.
And the fact is, they're not real people; they're bots. But they go around replying to people who say Stadia is not good, and they're just like, "That's because you don't know true quality." I'm like, bro, all right. Google has gone too far.
Dude, can I like interrupt you real quick? Cause
Yeah,
a while back you mentioned hot pockets, and
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask. We don't have them here in Portugal. What is a hot
Mm,
pocket? I
There's
hear
no
it
way.
I hear it thrown around all the time, but we don't have them here.
All right.
You're
Get
gonna
this, all
you're
right?
gonna have to
Get this,
explain exactly what they are.
get this, all right?
Mhm.
Imagine a sort of uh, imagine a sort of longish pastry, like the length of your hand, right?
Mhm.
It's like
That's
it's
not
like
funny.
let me tell you this, all right?
Mhm.
Imagine dough, like pizza dough,
Mhm.
that's folded over, normal pizza ingredients or something.
Mhm.
Uh, like, pepperoni, cheese, tomato sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's folded over and
Mhm.
it's baked
Mhm.
into this nice little pocket that you get to eat. Sort of
Mhm.
like Totitos, but they're bigger,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
It's sort of like it's it's sort of like that. I know there are other types of hot pockets, but that's the one that we have.
I
That's
see.
basically what a hot. It's like a
Okay.
folded pizza.
So it's basically just a pizza roll.
Yeah,
Like
it's a long pizza roll.
it's a big pizza roll.
It's a big Totino's.
Epic.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Now I know what a
But
hot
the
pocket is.
but the one thing about hot pockets is that when you think it's ready from the microwave, the center is always cold, so it's like so you have to put it back in.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's why you put it in like a bit longer than directed, just a bit longer to get into the
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
That's basically what a hot pocket is.
Dude, this man Quintin, I would love to
Yo,
know what happened to him.
but the last thing I heard from him, he got called from his mom, and that's basically the end of it.
Well, yeah. I wonder what his mom
Cause
did.
he's uh
He's been naughty.
Jerome.
He just died. His mom killed him.
Oh man, don't we all know how that feels?
Well, yeah.
Honestly, if you mess up, if you got a if you got a black one like mine, dude,
Mhm.
let me tell you something. You like there are times where if you screw up big time and you know it, you know that your life ends right there. You
Yup.
sign your will. You
Yup.
sign your will because having having your having your not being racist, but having your not white mother come home with full anger at max level is scarier than
It's scarier than that.
Thanos. Not only will you get the worst beat down from a belt in the world, but she will make you watch your games burn.
Oof.
Remember I remember the one time when she broke my Sonic Riders for GameCube in half. That's what that was like one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh god.
Oh, I straightened up after. Say that much. Boy, that remains. That remains. I would not put my own kids through that pain. No way. But in any case, dude. In any case, uh, aside aside from that, I know we were talking Stadia. We all know Stadia sucks. We all know
Mhm.
it's like going down the drain. I think when it comes to consoles, man, I think they may as well just keep it at the three because every time a new competitor shows up, they always mess up or fail.
That's
Yeah,
true.
just keep doing so well.
Unless
The
Sega
thing is,
wants to join in.
yeah, Sega kind of wants to join back in and stuff. But let me tell you something, dude. Let me tell you something, dude. All right,
Yeah, Stadia, Stadia never even left the drain. That's true.
think about it.
Mhm.
If Stadia, if people actually buy games on Stadia, imagine what would happen if, like, you're on the Stadia train that fails,
Mhm.
and then it's like, oh, the Stadia service has ended because it failed, and then all the games that you purchased, you can't even play them anymore. They probably won't even give you a refund
Oof.
for
Yeah,
all
that
the
would be
games that you
pretty
purchased.
bad.
So it's like, no. If you want to avoid like trouble, don't even grab a Stadia. Not even once.
Teenage, do you have siblings?
He,
Yes.
older brother,
Hmm.
Massachusetts, he's married now.
Oh. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
he's
you told me the story about how your dad showed up to his marriage.
yeah, to his wedding. And my dad was there. I was like, so, you finally decided to show up.
Yeah, you told me that story. It's kind of it's funny how that
Yeah.
happens.
Finally decided to show up, eh? All right, bring it on.
I have no siblings, so that's never gonna happen to me. Uh,
And
I don't know when I'm gonna see my dad.
should definitely you should definitely not worry too much about like not having siblings around because if you're an only child, you get only child perks, and it's pretty neat.
That's true.
I have a sibling, but he's married, so I was able to get only child perks.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like the food that's in the fridge is yours.
That's true.
Number one, number two, you get to have creative. You get to have creative freedom, not really have to worry about too much when it
Mhm.
comes to like what to go like unit thing and all that stuff. What else? What else? Uh, oh, you don't have to worry about coming home uh, and seeing one of your stuff messed up in your room. Uh, Siblings can't keep their hands to themselves.
That's true. Well, I
Mm.
always had mixed feelings about being an only child
Yeah.
because yeah, on one hand, yeah, everything is for me basically. On the other
Yeah.
hand, I was always it turns you into a very like not necessarily
Antisocial.
not necessarily but in on most cases it turns you into like a quiet person and not very socially
I see.
not very
Yeah,
social person.
you didn't want to be like super antisocial, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like to
Yeah.
be antisocial, but at the same time, I don't know how to start a conversation. So I sometimes just have these awkward moments with other friends that are my friends, but at the same time, we're just basically like just saying random shit to each other that doesn't connect to each other in any way. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny and it is entertaining, but
but
sometimes I would like to have a conversation, but I can't start one. I just don't have that ability.
yeah, start a convo. I see. I mean, mainly start up a convo is pretty. It's not really that hard, really. I mean, you just kind of find a subject that's either relevant to the situation or relevant to what the person likes. Really, you know,
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. Like,
Which is
mm,
infinitely easier with internet friends cuz you make internet friends over a specific subject. So you can always talk about that. So I know I can always talk about to you about video games and such like that because I met you through video games.
let me tell you one thing, dude. Let me tell you one thing. All right, and this
Mhm.
is a pretty big secret.
Mhm.
Everybody, everybody has had at least one of the same kind of nostalgia, whether it be old 2000s commercials like something you see on TV, whether it be SpongeBob SquarePants, whether it be Elmo's World,
Mhm.
or something like that. Like, dude, that is one thing that has helped me through a lot of situations. I strike up conversations with some of my coworkers, and I'm just like, you guys remember that old? I go, you guys remember that old commercial that goes, 800 and 5, and then they go, oh yeah, I know about that commercial and stuff like that. It's pretty neat.
Mhm.
It is pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
kind of
true.
get
Cause
all that.
that makes sense. Cause we are technically like in the same generation.
Yeah,
We're all
we're all in the same generation, so we all have the same kind of nostalgia. So
yeah.
just remember
We're all Gen Z. So
that.
it's called it's cool.
That's basically all that goes on with it, you know.
Like I recently learned that how generations work, and I always thought that millennials were people that grew up in the 2000s,
In
but
the
it wasn't.
2000s.
It isn't. That's Gen Z. Millennials are people who like experienced the turn of the millennium. People like from so people who were like 6 at that time are millennials, but people who are 5 are not. So
Yeah,
if you were born in
people.
95, you're Gen Z, you're not a millennial. And,
Yeah,
and if you were born in, I think, 85, you're a millennial. 85 to 95 is millennials, I think.
yeah, that's basically it.
and I always thought it
Oh.
was the other thing. So I I got kind of mind blown for that.
And it's basically it. Cause I know my older bro, he's millennial.
Mhm.
Cause he was 91.
Mhm.
I mean, and you can definitely tell the big difference because they all had a different, they all had a way different sort of experience in terms of like childhood stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like childhood TV shows, commercials that you'd see um at that time.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
everyone grew up on the same exact stuff. You could talk to someone, um, you could talk to someone about some of the most like niche things when it comes to gaming. Like if they're in this if they're in your same age and they also like the same things you do, you could say, "Hey, you ever watched Super Mario Bros. Z or something?"
Oh, yeah.
We all had the same kind of childhood going on. Where if you ask someone older, like let's say,
Do you
let's
remember
think of something.
Nazo Unleashed?
Nazo. Oh, I remember Nazo. What the heck, man? That was one heck of a show. But I remember all the bootleg Super Mario Bros. Z episodes, the ones that tried to continue it, quote unquote,
Mhm.
but they messed up because they're just not good at animating
Yeah,
it,
they're
or they
just
make
not.
Mario talk. It's freaking crazy. I freaking love it. Mario talks full sentences. I'm like, oh, yep, this is fake.
Mhm.
You can easily
Well,
tell. 'Cause
I think it's about time we start wrapping this up.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's 3 a.m. here. It's 4 a.m. for Morris.
It's 10 p.m. for me,
Well, that's
not a.m. If it was a.m., that would have been scary.
10 a.m. and you were streaming like 4 hours ago.
Oh my gosh.
Who wakes
It's
up
like
at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, bro?
it's like teenage.
Sunday.
Do you sleep? Does villainy sleep?
Well, that was the first episode of the Shack podcast, everyone.
Jackass. Yeah.
Thank
I
you
hope
so
you guys
much.
had fun.
Thank you so much for joining us today, TNH. Thank you, Quintin, for leaving us. And
Uh,
th-
like an overused joke that I'm about to say.
well, thanks, Quintin, for the idea first of all, and for opening the cast with me. This was fun. I am Luan Maziero. This is TNH Remixes with me, and
Yeah.
Morris on the sound design, and we are dipping out
Yeah, yeah. See
with
y'all
Earth,
later.
We, and Fire.
Indeed. Ciao later.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.